Hey guys, Adam Fennig here, Fennig Equipment. You're tuned into the Talking Shed. Today we're going to focus on a topic that a lot of guys are struggling with right now, and that is how to manage this corn stalk residue. Everyone's out there harvesting and seeing all this fluffy residue. How do we cut it? How do we chop it and bury it effectively? And I want to show you a tool here that I think is probably your best one-pass solution here in the fall to manage these stalks. This is the Salford Halo HSD. HSD stands for high speed disc. And whenever we're talking incorporating residue, there's a couple things to keep in mind. If you've got a mat of residue that's 8 inches tall, we're going to have to create a void down in the dirt in order to shove that residue down into that void if you're wanting to get it pinned. Something that just runs over the top and chops up is not going to be aggressive enough. We've got to have something with some cupped blades like our 5200 or this HSD that can create pockets, throw dirt on top of the residue to pin it down so it doesn't blow. So let's dive into the science and physics behind this HSD. So we've got 2 rows of notched, cupped, aggressive blades. One there and one here, and we're followed up with a double rolling basket. Now, let's talk about each role that every individual part plays in getting a good mulch finish here. So this blade is going to do a great job. It's serrated, so it's going to be able to take these stalks and really cut them up. You can see in one pass, this stuff is cracked open. It's really sized. Now, I need to preface this by saying this cornfield was ran with the Yedder Devastator. Step 1 to all of this is the corn head. We've got to have chopping stalk rolls, and we've got to have the Yedder Devastator. If you don't have that on your corn head, it makes tillage like this even more difficult. We got to start with the corn head. So a tool like this, when we've got all of our stalks already laying flat and perpendicular with these blades, this blade can now come in and cut and chop this into much finer pieces like what you see here. The Devastator and the corn head started this, and this tool helped finish it. You can see everything is cut down pretty tight. Our residue size is fairly small. Look at these pieces. Those were cut because they were laying flat, and this tool was able to come across and cut them. So this blade's going to cut, it's going to throw dirt. This blade is also going to cut and throw dirt. And by throwing that stuff in opposing directions, that's where we get the burying effect. We're going to get a void created from this blade, and this blade will then scoop up residue and dirt and bury it back into that void created by that front blade. Now, if you come back here and look, you can see those rolling basket pivots down there in the ground. That does a couple things. That's going to punch to help break down that stalk, and it's also going to help push stuff down into the ground a little bit. Look at that one was buried pretty heavily with dirt, and it's going to punch that stuff down so that it doesn't blow. I call this kind of a mulching effect. What we're looking to do is take corn stalks that are long, and we're wanting to mulch them up into pieces like this. These are 4, 6, 7 inch long pieces that were once 15-inch long pieces, and once they ran through the mulcher, they were buried, there were voids created, and when we dig, we can find residue buried all the way down here at the bottom of these voids. We've got all this residue and it's pinned down. Now, the big crucial part that the rolling baskets play is they help create the smooth, level seed bed, but then also they manage our clod size. You can see we're not standing on anything that's overly chunky. We've got some clods in here that look like that. Overall, that's extremely manageable. We're going probably 3 to 4 inches of depth, and something like this is the ideal tool to come in, pin those stalks down, chop them up, and be able to allow them to overwinter. Now we also have other tools like the 5200, much more aggressive, and it's going to do a great job of turning this black. But this is kind of an intermediate tool that can be ran once in the fall, and then you can plant behind this HSD in the spring. That's what it's designed to do. So you can run this tool in the fall or the spring, but this is the mulching effect that you're going to see. An explosion of the fodder, a good pin down of the fodder, and a beautiful, nice seed bed. Not a ton of horsepower required. We've got a 20 footer here, and it is maxing out that 250 horse tractor. I'd like to see about 300 on it, but very manageable there. So that's what we're doing today, talking about the Salford Halo HSD and how I believe it is the best tool this fall to manage your corn residue if you're looking for a one-pass solution. Thanks for tuning in.